So I just want you to think specifically, who is your ideal client, okay? For example, I have two ideal clients. One is a sales director in a publishing company who has a lot of staff changes, maybe he's had to make people redundant, and he's got managers that are overworked and very stressed. And I come in and help him with his staff or her staff issues with the management. Is there anyone here that fits my ideal client description? No. My second ideal client is a business owner, often a solopreneur or someone who's got just a couple of staff, who's completely overwhelmed and has been putting a lot of money, pumping a lot of money into advertising and marketing and not getting the sales that they used to get, and finding that it's tougher and tougher to get the sales. Is there anyone? And also, the very important definition of this ideal client is they live in Surrey. Okay, does anyone fit that description? Nobody? Great, you're all doing fantastically, that's good. Okay, so when you're thinking about your ideal client, be as precise as possible. Okay, maybe the age, the type of industry. All right, so the first proper question is, how would your ideal client find you? How would your ideal client find you? So just think now, how would your ideal client find you? Now, in the olden days...
Sorry, how do they, or how would you like to?
How do they, right now? How do they? How do they? This is all about your current practice. How do they find you right now? Where are you? Where do you hang out that they hang out? Now, in the olden days, a lot of companies tried to compete with the big boys. I had a client recently who set up a new local company, and she copied what all the big companies in her industry were doing. And that just meant she was pouring money down a hole. She was trying to place adverts where they placed them, and it just meant she was competing against them with no hope of winning. So the great thing about being a small company now is that you can be nippier and more expertise and more niche. So a pusher, a pusher salesperson would tell everybody that their services are the best for them. Yeah? Everyone that they come across, yes, my services are great for you. Yes, I can do anything you want me to do. Yes, we're the best. And put lots of adverts out there, do lots of Google AdWords, mass market things, have a really great website with opt-in boxes for people to sign up to so that they can send them newsletters and special offers and things like that. That's a pusher salesperson, really going for it. Yeah? An avoider person would perhaps prefer, an avoider is somebody who really loves what they do, really enjoys their job. I would rather leave the sales and marketing to somebody else. Doesn't like quite making that last step to making the sale. So an avoider is a really nice person, really wants to help people, and they would go to lots of networking meetings. They would invite lots of people for coffee. They would make friends with a lot of people. They would do favours for people so that they would get favours back. They would have a really nice website, but no opt-in box, no way of finding out who's actually been on that site. But they would be showing people what they do and hoping that the right people would come back to them. Yeah? So that's an avoider. An attractor, I'll show you, this is one of the first rules. An attractor is positioning themselves on the internet as an expert. An attractor finds a niche. They might have multiple niches, but they find a niche and they really market to that niche. They talk in their ideal client's language. They give special offers to that ideal client, and they place themselves on the internet as an expert. They do use Google AdWords. They do use all of the SEO and all of the things that the pusher was using, but in a much targeted way. They find their ideal client and really hone down to what that ideal client wants. And also, the importance of you as individuals. Even if you work in a big company, even if you work in a chain of solicitors or in a big bank, people buy from people. They trust, they like people. And they may well, in going to choose you, look you up on the internet as people, as well, not just as a company, but as individuals. And nowadays, 75% of buying decisions are made on the internet before they even approach a company. So in the olden days, you had to tell everybody about you and they'd come to you. Now your presence has got to be stamped all over the internet so that people find you and make decisions based on your internet presence. Now I had the list of who was going to be here, not all the people that came at the last minute, but the people that were going to be here, and Googled some of you to see if I could find you on Google. That is quite interesting. It's easy to be found on Google if you've got an unusual name. So is Demelza Patricio here? No. Oh, what a shame, what a shame. What a fantastic name. And I was really fascinated to find out, because Demelza is a Cornish name and my family are Cornish, and Patricio is an Italian surname and my Italian surname comes from my husband. So I wanted to meet Demelza Patricio, and there was lots about her on Google. Go and have a look. Maybe she'll be here next time. But also people that haven't got such unusual names, like Jane Race. Your name isn't that unusual, but you are right bang at the top of your Google page. Did you know that? Because you've got a full profile on LinkedIn. You're an avid user of Twitter, and all of those things put you up the Google ranking. Who has recently looked up themselves on Google? Okay, good. Some of you, yes, great. Yes, Lucy, you're on there a lot as well, yeah. Because your name is your surname is in the company name as well, so that helps, yeah.
Yeah, one of the company names.
One of the company names. So that helps. My name is quite unusual, Nicky Bonfanti or Nicola Bonfanti, and in Italy, Nicola Bonfanti is a man's name. But if you Google my name, the first page is me, but halfway down the second page, Nicola Bonfanti and his father were arrested for murder of someone outside a pizzeria in Sicily. But I checked yesterday, and Nicola has been cleared because there was no gunpowder on his clothes. So I'm following that closely, that story. But that's on the second page. But the point is that you need to have a presence on the internet, and you need to be seen as an expert, okay? So mark yourself down. Are you a pusher, an avoider, or an attractor?